You're welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to be showing you how to prepare acha in different ways. Acha can be cooked plainly and then it is taken just with sugar and milk or be taken just with honey and milk. Acha can also be eaten alongside with other foods like acha and beans, acha and plantain, acha and acha, acha and opa, and so on and so forth. Acha can also be eaten in swallow form, such that you eat it alongside with soup. Acha can also be cooked and eaten in stewed form, just like the way you prepare jollof rice. One thing you must pay very attention to while preparing acha is during the time of washing. You must wash it thoroughly and make sure that there is no sand in acha, as it contains a lot of sand in it. I also will advise that you use a stainless pan while washing, because stainless pan has a way of drawing down the sands wherever they are, so it becomes easier to wash. But if you use plastic pan, you may not really be able to wash off all the sand in such a way it is. And the worst thing that can happen to you is eating acha that still has sand in it. Honestly, you will not enjoy it. So when you are washing acha, you try to wash it up to 2 or 3 times, and when you are washing, you try to rub the acha against one another so that it will come out very clean, because it has so much sand in it. And then after rubbing, you turn it, stir it so as to allow the sand to sediment, and then you try to decant the water. That is how it is done. You will do it like 4 good times, and each time you try to decant the water, you make it in such a way that you don't pour all the water completely, so that the sand that is remaining will be seen easily. So that is how it is done. So after washing, you put it on heat and then pour water into it and then allow it to boil. It takes 3 to 5 minutes to boil, and when it boils, you will notice that the steam is almost pushing the cover out of the pot, and that is it. So when you open it, you check it to know whether it is well cooked. Now the way you should leave it is in such a way that the acha should be in semi-liquid form. You don't need to cook it to be so hard. If not, by the time it cools off, it will become so solidified as if you want to make swallow with it. So you cook it in such a way that it will be in semi-liquid form, so you can be able to drink it. That is if you are making plain acha as I'm making now. And again, it's good as you are cooking it, you'll be turning it, because before you know it, it will start forming lumps and it will start solidifying on the ground, forming lumps, and it will not be good. So it's good as it is boiling, as you're cooking it, you'll be turning it to make sure it does not start forming hard mass, and then you can scoop it. One good thing about acha is that a little of it is so filling. We usually take it as breakfast. You can take it for lunch or dinner, and then for the plain one, you mix it with sugar and milk. For an adult, you can go with honey and milk. And then, like I said, it can be eaten in combination with beans or plantain, depending on what you want. And as you can see, my kids, they are using it for breakfast. That is plain acha and beans they are eating there. Sometimes they take it to school and eat it as breakfast there. That is how good acha can be. Now, acha can also be prepared in stewed form, like I said. So to prepare it, you get peas, carrots, green pepper, smoked fish, diced tomatoes, seasonings, and enough crayfish. And then you can as well use chicken. Right now, I have chicken sauce on heat, which I'm going to be using to make this stewed acha. So one thing with me, because of my health, is that I don't usually fry my meat. I don't usually fry my tomato, and I cook it in such a way that you will not believe it will still come out fine. So you can see, in addition to that chicken sauce, I just poured my tomato into it. I will add my pepper and every other sauce, the dry fish I have, everything. I will put it inside it. okay? And then when it has boiled very well, I will now add some drops of groundnut oil. That is how I do it. I don't go fry the tomato the normal conventional way we do. And after everything has boiled up together, then I will now introduce or pour in the washed acha into it, okay? And then once you pour it, you try and stir. You don't just pour it and leave it that way. If not, it will start forming mass. It will start coming out in lumps. So once you put it, you stir it very well and make sure that there is no form of mass in it, and then you cover it. So after 3 to 5 minutes, like I said earlier on, you open it and then try to stir to ensure that the sauce has mixed very well with the acha itself. You stir it so well. Remember I told you earlier that acha has a way of forming marks on time if you don't turn it, so you really need to turn it very well to make sure that it's not forming any form of mass, any form of lumps or whatever inside it. Then after that, you can now add your green peas inside it, and then green pea is kind of hard, so once you put it, you don't stir completely, you just spread it across the food and then cover it to stay under heat for at least 1 minute. Then after 1 minute, you can then open it again and then stir. Whatever you're doing, you are trying to stir. You make sure at this point in time, because the acha is already good, so you cook with low heat, okay? So you stir vigorously to make sure that you have been able to turn it very well the way it should. Then you add your green pepper into it, okay? As much as you can, put enough of them because of their nutrients, and then you stir very well again. You stir, you turn it so that it mixes well with the acha. Then you add your carrots into it and then turn. Remember, by the time you are adding all of those things, you are sure that the acha is already well cooked, because all these vegetables, you don't allow them to stay on heat for a long time. If not, the nutrients will reduce, it will depreciate. So you make sure that the acha is already good. So once you put all these things and turn it, you bring the acha down, or you turn off your heat. What a delicious meal to have as breakfast, lunch, or dinner. What a whole meal containing all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the proteins, carbohydrate that is necessary. This is a complete balanced diet. It is good for all ages, for children, for adults, for elderly parents. Is a good meal. As you can see, the kids are having it as their breakfast with a cup of water. So I encourage you to try preparing any one of these different kinds of acha and give me a report on your experience.